Hey everyone, and thank you for joining us today. The first inspirational story today is how DPG transformed Manezh Square in the heart of Russia in a way that would make the Republic of Peru a more popular tourist destination. Pretty ambitious, eh? No wonder the event is a finalist at the 9th Annual Eventex Awards in 2 categories: Cultural Event and Public Event. The event was called Casa Peru, or the House of Peru, and it was all about recreating the atmosphere of this bright country with its national art, traditions, culture, and food. A high-tech facial recognition software system was installed at the entrance, which made it possible to recognize visitors who went to Peru after the World Cup.
Tourism is the 3rd largest industry in Peru. With an ambition to increase the number of tourists twice, the government of Peru gave us an incredible challenge to find and attract active travelers from around the world by providing them with an unforgettable Peruvian experience. But what could bring the most active travelers together in one time at one place? It's football. In 2018, Russia hosted the biggest event on Earth and became a magnet for millions of tourists from more than 50 countries. We could not miss an opportunity to address all of them. In 400 meters from Moscow's Red Square, the heart of Russia, and the key meeting point for football fans, we opened Casa Peru, the House of Peru, introducing a truly Peruvian experience. Incomparable nature and unrivaled tourism opportunities, national art, and cultural phenomena. Authentic, natural food from the best Michelin star Peruvian chefs, Peruvian best export products, and of course, real sport fervor. The most anticipated games and dramatic moments of the Peruvian national football team, who for the first time in 36 years had qualified for the World Cup. The quintessence of Casa Peru was the grand celebration of Inti Raymi's Sun Festival right on the Red Square. Results? An unforgettable Peruvian experience was provided for more than 330,000 people. 400 tour operators who joined the Peru destination, 120 meetings with exporters, $28 million in media value, more than 4 billion contacts all around the world. No alpacas were hurt and are waiting for you in Peru.
Next up, Cisco Live 2018. Hosted in Barcelona, the event was a self-funding education, advocacy, and sales event targeting network engineers, IT managers, CIOs, customers, prospects, and influencers. The primary purpose was to reinforce their position as the leading IT networking business in the world, and specifically Europe, Middle East, Africa, and Russia. The design of the event was inspired by the urban planning genius of Cherta, the architect of modern-day Barcelona's urban plan. The goal? To create an environment which encouraged a natural flow of attendees around the 80,000 square meter space of the event. Cisco Live 2018 is a finalist in several categories at Eventex Awards. Let's have a look. Ready for the first talk for today? Rosa Garija Mora, meeting architect at Kennis Group, is going to get you inspired with some ways of transforming your annual meeting's opening ceremony. Let's dive right in.
Hello everyone, my name is Rosa Garija Mora. I am based in Barcelona, Spain, and I work for Kennis Group as a meeting architect. Kennis Group is one of the largest PCOs doing congresses for medical associations. And today I'm going to speak about how to create a fantastic welcome ceremony for a medical congress. I'm going to speak about a case study from ESRA, which is the European Society for Regional Anesthesia. They've been a client of Kennis for many years, and they've always had a very successful congress with an excellent scientific program, with top-notch speakers, very innovative sessions and formats. But there was one thing that had a little room for improvement, and that was the welcome ceremony. Traditionally, that session would be quite formal, quite traditional. So you can imagine the president from the society presenting the Congress behind a presidential table, going through many slides. Then there was also a very long award ceremony. And as a result, many of the delegates were leaving halfway through the session. So in 2016, there was a new president, and he wanted to change that. So he decided to work with me, with the meeting architect, to look at the session objectives first, and then to design the welcome ceremony around them. And we did several things, several changes. For example, we got rid of the presidential table, and instead we recreated like a living room with some nice sofas and a lamp, a coffee table. We also hired for the first time a professional master of ceremony, and he was key in making this session very exciting. He did a lot of exercises to involve the audience. He also interviewed all the speakers. So instead of lectures, we had interviews, and that was great to make sure that we would have a session that was very dynamic. And so everyone stayed until the end, and we got amazing feedback. And that's why in 2017 we followed a similar format. And in 2018 we again made a few changes. So in 2018 we did the Congress at the Convention Center in Dublin, and we decided that the main goal of the main message would be to explain all the different activities that ESRA does throughout the year. So we hired again a professional MC, actually the same one from 2016, and he did an amazing job at creating a very dynamic lineup and making sure that the timings would be kept, and he also got the best out of all the speakers. He also did some very simple but effective exercises to engage with the audience, for example, body voting. So at the beginning, he asked everyone to stand up, and then he went around the room asking where people were coming from. And in just 1 minute, we knew all the countries that were present in the room. And we had over 700 people from many different nationalities. This was a really nice way to start with. We also included an animated video to explain all these activities that ESRA does throughout the year, and that was very successful. We also changed the design of the stage again. So instead of having a living room, this time we were inspired by the TED conferences, and we had the ESRA logo printed in 3D, some big letters, and just very simple furniture. And so the speakers were standing up throughout the session. We also included some wow moments. So for example, at the end, we took a group photo with everyone. So as I told you, there were over 700 people. So you can imagine that's a lot of people to fit in one photo, but we did it. We also had some Irish drummers entering the room by surprise, just at the end. And that was something also that was amazing. And also for the first time, we had a graphic recorder, someone that was illustrating visually what was happening during the session, so everyone could take it as a memory afterwards. And finally, we also live streamed the event on Facebook, and it got a lot of success because we got over 2,000 views, 60 comments, and more than 30 shares. So for us, that's a success. And I would say that the keys to create a fantastic welcome ceremony for a medical congress are to have a professional master of ceremonies, to engage the audience with little activities like body voting, and to include some wow moments that people will remember. Thank you.
Want to be involved in the biggest global event awards? Check out the different sponsorship and partnership opportunities, or apply for a speaker or a judge at eventex.co. TAPI is the largest gas pipeline currently under construction in Central Asia. The beginning of the construction in Afghanistan was marked with a groundbreaking ceremony by Tribar Imagineering. 2 bright audiovisual shows were hosted on each side of the state border between Turkmenistan and Afghanistan. In Turkmenistan, the event had 2 parts: formal, with top official speeches and a multimedia show; an immersive space where all walls, floor, and ceiling became a seamless screen, and all of that in the middle of the desert. In Afghanistan, the event was hosted in a conference hall with a 360-degree screen presentation. The story, shown there, was about the friendship between the 2 countries, with breathtaking panoramic views of both.
TAPI, the biggest natural gas pipeline project in Central Asia, has been under construction since 2015. Tribar Imagineering is not just about creating large multimedia shows, but each time we take a new challenge and create them in locations where such shows seem impossible. Previously known in Turkmenistan, our team was invited to create an innovative multimedia show for the milestone event, dedicated to the pipeline crossing the border between Turkmenistan and Afghanistan. Multimedia show called Turkmenistan is the Energy Treasury was a multi-dimensional fly-through video over the most important energy projects of the country. We placed special emphasis on the advantages that TAPI brings for countries involved. In the Turkmen Desert, literally in the middle of nowhere, a presentation site was built in the shortest possible time. It looks traditional during speakers' presentations, but turns into a seamless immersive display during show times. The sandstorms taking place during construction made it even tougher. Despite this, the team brilliantly completed the task on time. This time the goal was to make 2 different shows in one day, on both sides of the state border. The top officials of 4 participating countries were invited to the ceremony: Turkmenistan, Afghanistan, Pakistan, and India. At the end of the show, via teleconference, they gave a start to the further construction of the project. For the presentation on the territory of Afghanistan, we chose another method of delivering information. A 360-degree panorama screen installed in the conference hall in the city of Herat, we created a video story about the friendship between Turkmenistan and Afghanistan through the narrative of 2 fellows: an Afghan who came to Turkmenistan to learn engineering, and his Turkmen friend who provides a friendly support at all stages of those studies. The presentation reflects a huge contribution of both countries to the social development of the project, creation of workplaces, and training of highly qualified specialists. Remote locations and tight deadlines became the main challenges in this project. For the whole process, from the concept development, preparing a script, and the content production, to carrying out shows on the sites, Tribar Imagineering had 6 weeks only. This event had a big success as the audience was greatly impressed by a highly advanced presentation in such locations.
We all love birthday celebrations, don't we? This next event is a celebration of the Dutch King's 51st birthday. On the 27th of April 2018, the city and province of Groningen offered a warm welcome to the royal family. The story of Groningen was told during a 2-hour route through the historic center. The live event thus became a royal campaign for the city of Groningen that will be proudly remembered for years to come. King's Day by Xaga is a proud finalist in the celebration event and municipal event categories. Bravo!
Mijn groenige stad, met nuivere stroten, vol lichtloch, ja dat is mijn groenige stad. Mijn groenige stad besluit mij zo vestig, leek als ik die touw kom, niet voor den stoef bij.
Welkom in mijn gooi, stad van kunst en cultuur.
Plaats voor mijn groenige stad.
In de stad vandaag denken wij niet aan morgen. Voor ons vrij van de wolken. En de pleinen die bevolken zich met de mensen, studenten die vrij zijn van zorgen. Als ik hier kom dan houdt ze me vast in de warmte wanneer ik het koud heb gehad. Van de poort naar het simpel, terug naar de stad. Chaos in het hoofd en wat rust in het hart. Een plek waar ik graag kom als reiziger. Misschien arm maar vertrek met een rijke blik. Yeah. Van de kroegen zonder tijdslimiet. Met een prachtvol badje in een vijver ziek. Als ik Groningen verlaat word ik licht melancholisch. Zeg nog 1 keer gedag naar de koning. En besluit hier weer terug te komen.
3, 2, 1.
Groenige stad besluit mij zo vestig, leek als ik die touw kom, weet voor den stoef bij. Jong vuur brandt in mij, mijn groenige stad.
Welkom in mijn Groningen. Ondernemende plek waar jonge start-ups kansen pakken en de wereld veroveren.
Deel tussen Drenthe en het Wad schenkt mijn groenige stad. Mijn mogen is toeplaats.
En daarom is deze stad zo bijzonder. Jullie staan voor jezelf. Jullie kunnen een feest vieren als geen ander. Anderen praten erover. Jullie doen het gewoon. En daarom gaat er niks, maar dan ook niks boven Groningen. Hartelijk bedankt.
Now it's time for Helena Wallo, a CEO, speaker, trainer, and an event doctor from Finland, who will share some insights about her successful event model, the Event Creation Tool.
Hello, I'm Helena Wallo, in Finland known as tapahtumatohtori, what means event doctor. I'm trainer, speaker, blogger and writer in event industry. And now I'm going to teach you how to plan successful events. Every event needs to create emotions. So positive emotions. And how you do that? First question is why? Why you are arranging this event? What is purpose of this event? What are your messages? And you need to create objectives, measurable objectives to your event. Next question is target group. I get a lot of questions how we can get people to my or some event. I think that's not magic, but you need to do your homework. That means you need to analyze your target group. Handy idea is to make personas like you do in social media marketing. Third question is what? By that I mean, what are you going to arrange to your target group and to achieve your objectives? By that I mean, you are not arranging event to yourself, you are arranging event to your target group. So is it going to be party or maybe fair or social event or seminar? What is suitable to these attendees and stakeholders? After these three questions, you need to get idea. What is idea to your event? By this I mean, what is your red thread from invitation to after marketing? After these basic things, you need to think how. So how you are going to plan this event? What are your resources? What kind of budget? Who is leading the process? The whole process is very important. What you need to do before event, in the event and after event. And everything needs to be planned. And next question is content. So it's important to think what kind of content you deliver in your event. You know, content is the key and event is about content. And great content gives emotions and uses senses in your event. Last question is about who. By this I mean staff and hosts who are working in your event. That's most important question because these people are face of your brand, your organization. So give them energizing briefing before the event. This is successful event model. Next time you use it when creating event, I believe it will be successful.
Do you run awards, applications, call for papers, grants, scholarships, funding, or other programs? Aren't you sick of chaotic communication, hundreds of emails, and messy documents? This can be time-consuming and tedious at the very least. Say hi to Eventex, a next-gen submission and evaluation platform that streamlines all your work. No matter if you've got 10 or a bazillion submissions, we've got your back with the right tools. It's super simple and quick. Set up your program and tailor it to your needs in minutes. Then create a custom web page to collect submissions, or embed the form on your website, all fitting your brand's look and feel. Voila! Now applicants can start registering for your program. They get a personal profile to create, edit, and send their submissions with a click. And you manage submissions like never before, equipped with everything and more to make your job a breeze. The evaluation process is a walk in the park too. Customize it to your liking. Then invite judges and assign submissions to them at any time. Now the sweetest part. Monitor and analyze detailed statistics and grow your success. Did we mention Eventex works with your favorite apps on the web? Yep, you can connect it to the tools and services you use every day. Eventex is a joy for everyone involved. Applicants and judges will thank you for the convenient and quick system you've provided. And you and your team will enjoy the smart way to run programs, yet within your budget. Start working on your next program right away. No training needed. Sign up for free at eventex.com. Next up is extreme team building with the big goal of motivating a Salesforce team. Max Medium offered the concept of Hunger Games as the most suitable one for such an ambitious task. During the event, the rules of the game were changed several times. This put the participants in absolutely new conditions with different success criteria, forcing them to change their whole strategy very quickly. See why Kiwi, the Hunger Games, deserves its spot among the Eventex 2019 finalists in the team building category.
И добро пожаловать на голодные игры Киви!
И только объединив наши усилия, и только сделав что-то новое, мы сможем удвоить бизнес 3 года, а может быть даже и больше. Поэтому я уверен и жду от вас того, что даже вы сами от себя не ждете.
Now to check out an amazing event hosted by M2 Communications for the launch of the new BMW X3. Their creative concept for an expedition to Mars gathered many prominent guests, luxury vehicle fans, and media. Cutting-edge technology was combined with live acts to simulate a vivid experience of the red planet, Mars. In addition to LED screen video animations, sound, and special effects, 3 futuristic domes were set up to represent base camp research stations. The Test Drive Station, a virtual BMW X3 ride on Mars. The Memories from Mars Station, chroma key photos from Mars. And the Microgravity Bar, the first ever interplanetary party.
Ready for your mission. 3, 2, 1.
The future came much earlier than expected. Mankind is ready to embark upon a journey into the unknown and conquest of the Red Planet.
Your test drive is about to begin. Now.
With its new technology, the BMW X3 is ready for any challenge, even the ones waiting on the surface of Mars. This is how we were inspired to stage the first expedition to Mars to showcase the new BMW X3. 600 members of the expedition were sent on a cosmic journey to experience the future. The venue was transformed into the first space station on Mars. A multi-dimensional event creating an interaction between the audience and the brand, resulting in an immersive experience. An impressive projection screen was installed for the first time at an event in Serbia, projecting specially designed 3D animations of Mars and the space shuttle landing. Futuristic hallway made of LED panels. Crater installation. Rocks from the surface of Mars. Space stewardesses and a shuttle pilot took visitors on an exciting mission to Mars. Suddenly, there was an unexpected call from planet Earth.
Iz kontrole misije mi upravo javljaju da se naš Shuttle Explorer 1 približava svom konačnom odredištu. Sekunde su u pitanju.
The shuttle has finally landed on Mars, bringing the new BMW X3. The cutting-edge technology combined with special effects and live acts. BMW X3 virtual ride on the surface of Mars. Sci-fi memories immortalized. The mission has only just begun. The first interplanetary party had started. That's one small track in the universe, one giant ride for mankind.
Mission completed.
Don't miss the Eventex Awards 2019 online ceremony. It will be like nothing you've seen before. The next talk for today is by Francesca Manzani, head of Florence office at AIM Group International. She'll share her best practices on how to engage younger generations at associations conferences.
Hi everyone, I'm Francesca Manzani, head of Florence office at AIM Group International. I would like to share with you some advice on how to engage younger generations in the scientific and medical associations live and conferences. With millennials entering the job market and baby boomers exiting, it is more and more crucial for scientific associations to involve young physicians and to facilitate an easy handover. The main challenge for them is to increase membership, but above all, to turn the younger generations to be active around the association's life. And the annual Congress is a great time to achieve it. Speaking their language and answering their specific needs is the key. As AIM Group International, we are helping an increasing number of associations achieve this goal. There are multiple ways of engaging the new generation, and now I'll give you some tips. One unique way to involve young physicians in the life of the association is to involve them at the highest level where decisions are being made. Giving young professionals direct responsibility can contribute to make them feeling as an active part of the organization. For example, the Italian Society of General Practitioners created a shadow board of directors made by young members who brought their point of view to the association's activities. This strategy worked very well, and the 2018 CIMG Congress held in Florence was focused on the younger general practitioners' needs, offering dedicated practical courses and discounted rates. For the first time, the under 35 delegates represented more than 50% of the 2,800 participants. Let's now see how social ambassadors and communication multipliers can work. Millennials were born with mass smartphones in their hands, so you can catch their attention only if you are on social media and tell your story on those platforms. Social ambassadors can play a key role to engage younger generations because they are perceived as spontaneous, trustworthy, and near to their personal experience. Also, the ones who play the role of volunteer ambassadors will consider the association as something they are part of. At the 2018 Congress of the Association of Hospital Pharmacists held in Naples, the youth area involved the members under 35 through a very active social media engagement. They contributed to post and share content on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. At the World Scleroderma Congress 2018, young physicians created a series of video interviews with the senior experts on different topics and posted them on the YouTube Association channel. The number of clicks was unexpected. And what about dedicated sessions? To answer their thirst for knowledge, arranging sidebar meetings dedicated to engaging with senior doctors is a nice incentive. At the European Association of Cardiovascular Imaging Congress, speed mentoring meetings were organized in a dedicated lounge where young doctors had the opportunity to have 15-minute chats with senior experts while having a drink. At the SIR 2018 Congress with 1,500 rheumatologists, 60% of speakers were under 40. A SIR Young Evening was also organized, and this social event involved both the doctors and the young rheumatic sufferers. This engagement between physicians and patients was useful and attractive to the younger generations. A very popular solution to motivate young doctors to participate in a congress is to provide some granted subscriptions. You can, for example, create a contest to select the most talented young professionals and give them the possibility to join the association's annual meeting through a full sponsorship. This will give them great motivation and sense of positive competition. Another effective way to give visibility to younger doctors is to recognize their work. Special award categories can be promoted to recognize outstanding presentations or abstracts. Finally, it is also important to look at the community and liaise with universities to set up awareness days or more playful activities to activate powerful learning. This will help the association penetrate in the education path of those younger generations even before they get their first job in the industry. To sum up, each organization must find the best initiatives to attract and engage young participants in a way that they will deliver value to them. Only this way, new generations will guarantee the success of the associations in the future.
The event you're about to see is the world's gathering place for all who thrive on the business of consumer technologies and is a proud finalist in the Tech Event category. It's CES, the largest and most influential technology event. Organized by Consumer Technology Association, CES serves as the global stage where next-generation innovations are introduced to the marketplace. Showcasing the entire tech ecosystem, the event covers all aspects of consumer technology, from automotive to mobile connectivity. It gathered over 4,400 companies from 155 countries in the United States.
CES 2018 was one for the record books, a catalyst of innovation, bringing industries together at the largest and most influential technology event on the planet. Everything connects at CES, from 5G, smart cities and smart homes, to vehicle tech, artificial intelligence, AR, VR, and more. We saw brands using CES to launch new strategies for our increasingly connected lives. From global brands to early-stage startups, companies of all sizes were here for business on one of the most highly energized show floors in CES history. Powerful leaders from around the world committed to the show, here on a mission to use technology to solve the challenges of today's world. You can see something in a picture or a video, but you can't feel it until you've actually been there.
Do you think your events or services deserve the ultimate benchmark in the events world? Then pre-register for Eventex Awards 2020 for a chance to grab the prestigious accolade. You submit your entries later and can change categories at any time. To register, visit eventex.co. Back to Europe with our last case study for today, a celebration event category finalist at Eventex 2019. Madsack Media Group 125 Years is an event that took place in Hanover, Germany, at the famous Anzeiger Hochhaus. Battle Royal GmbH, with technical support from Venco AG, managed to create a story that is not just about the rich history of their client, but also about the city and its people. The landmark Anzeiger Hochhaus, one of the few buildings in Hanover, in the special style of clinker expressionism, became a large-scale canvas integrating vertical dancers, live opera, musicians, and dancers into the projection as a part of an immersive design and storytelling format. The detailed, synchronized interactions between the performers and the projected video content were all enabled by innovative infrared tracking technology. Just an incredible experience watching those dancers. Next up, we have Sam McNeil, General Manager at Song Division UK and Europe, who would like to share with you the 5 E's on how to create the perfect event. Watch out for the surprise in the end.
Hi there, Sam McNeil here from Song Division. I'd like to thank Eventex for having me and letting me give this short presentation on what we call curating the perfect meeting and event. I think we all agree, if you're watching this video, that you think it's incredibly important and that your clients are looking for that event that is memorable and unique and great, and people are talking about it for years to come. And we have a few tips that I think can help you achieve that objective. So hope you enjoy it. I've been working at Song Division now for over 10 years, and part of my role has been obviously proposing to clients for our involvement. And something I've seen consistently over the last few years at least, no matter what the reason for the event is and what the overall objectives are, is that every brief I get asks for these 3, 4 or 5 things, and it's what we call the 5 E's, and they are for their event to be engaging, energizing, empowering, educating, and with a little bit of icing on the cake, entertaining. So they're the 5 E's, and I think if you can achieve 3, 4 or 5 of those E's at your event, you are going to deliver something that is unique, memorable, and ultimately a great event. So Song Division are lucky in the sense that our experiences do generally tick off at least 3 or 4, if not all of these objectives. Our offerings are engaging, they're energizing, they are empowering, they are of course entertaining, and many of our offerings are educating, although you might say we're more of a communication tool, helping organizations communicate what they're already educating through their internal presentations and speakers. But I don't want to focus on us too much. I want to give you some tips that I think can help you tick off these objectives through a bunch of different ideas that I've seen over the past few years. So I think the first thing we need to do is change the mindset around delegates. And it's something that's been happening and I've been noticing again for the last couple of years, and it's treating the delegates at your event no longer as attendees, but referring to them as participants. So everyone at that event is a participant, and this ticks off obviously the engagement side of things, and more importantly the empowering side of things, giving everyone at that event a voice, giving them a chance to give their feedback, giving them a chance to ask questions of the presenters and the sessions. So I think firstly that's the first tip I'd really like to communicate to you. Treat your delegates as participants and not attendees. Conversation over presentation. There are so many people at events that do need to be up on that stage to give information. So for example, the CFO, they need to get up, they need to talk about last year's targets and if they were achieved, what the goals are for the next 12 months, how they're going to get there. These people aren't often people who like speaking on stage. They're often not very good or engaging. Sometimes even worse, they do like doing it, but they're not very engaging. What we're seeing is outside external MCs or internal senior leaders who do have a little bit more energy actually conducting that session as a Q&A or a conversation, so engaging that person and getting them excited about it and giving them some energy on stage. That's amazing that we achieved our goals. Where does that leave us for the next financial year? And what you'll notice is that presenter really will feed off that energy and mirror that energy. So that's a really good one from our point of view. Conversation over presentation. Let's talk very briefly about event technology. There's so much incredible stuff out there that I don't even know about, so you're going to have to do most of your own research on this, but a couple of ideas, and we'll put some links at the end of the presentation. Things like Slido, a great easy platform that doesn't require an event app, whereby people can ask questions, give feedback, have a conversation. Cvent have incredible technology through their apps. Double Dutch is a great app, which I feel treats like the event like a Facebook style, their platform where people can talk, write on each other's walls, send messages, give feedback, see who's attending what sessions or what event, and again create that idea that people are involved and empowered and engaged in the event via technology. Again, there's heaps of stuff out there around gamification as well, where you're rewarded for the amount that you engage in the event. But again, you're going to have to probably do your own research on this stuff, but there's plenty of industry leaders out there that will help. And finally, the idea of an on-stage storyteller. This has been massive over the past few years. We do it at Song Division, so it could be a musician that comes to your event and has 2 or 3 minutes in between the main plenaries and the keynote sessions where he's building this story, helping you create a common thread throughout the 1-day, 2-day, 3-day conference, helping keep everyone engaged and aligned and creating this beautiful story. But it doesn't have to be us. It could be comedians. There's a lot of visual artists that you'll see doing it now on stage live, drawing the event. So yeah, find a storyteller, because those are the kind of people that can take any content, no matter how dry it is, and bring it to life in a beautifully creative and memorable way. That's about it from me, everyone. Remember, if you want to curate or create the perfect meeting and event, make sure you have thought about these 5 E's. Make sure your participants feel engaged, educated, empowered, energized and entertained. I'm going to put my money where my mouth is. I spoke about this recently on a show called The Future in 15 Show with Caleb Parker. Again, a great tool for people looking to curate the perfect event, because it's always about industry trends with amazing industry leaders. So I wrote a little song for that. I'm going to play it for you right now. It goes a little something like this. Today's about the perfect meeting and what that really means. From panels to music and unique seating, clear and simple themes. You gotta educate, entertain, energize, empower and engage. Don't just talk, you gotta tell your story and connect at every stage. So turn your attendees into people and let them participate. You gotta engage, entertain, energize, educate, and your event will be great. Thanks, Eventex. See you next time.
Thank you so much for being with us today, and I hope you enjoyed the episode. We will be waiting for you tomorrow at 5 p.m. UTC for the last episode of Eventex Creative Week. Let's give you a little teaser of tomorrow's agenda.